Bobby. Oh, it's Annie Oakley and Sugar. Back from a long, hard ride in the rain. Hi, baby. How was your ride?
Good. We chased 6 Panzer rustlers up the North 40 and we rustled up 200 heads of cattle.
Oh, all that in 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Look like you have a pretty good horse there, darling.
Yeah.
You could use some sugar, though.
We came in because it's too beautiful outside, isn't it? For Mommy to be sitting in here all day with the nose stuffed in that book. You got to come out with us.
Okay, just a minute. A couple more minutes.
No. What is in there anyway? The secret of life?
No, something much more elusive than that. The secret of cooking a turkey.
Cooking a turkey?
Yes.
Look, you take the bird. I tell you open up the oven, you stick the bird in, turn it up high. Look who's here.
Just the man we wanted to see.
Papu.
We want to invite you to Thanksgiving dinner.
I accept. Hello,
There's
Pumpkin.
Grandpa. This is going to be our first Thanksgiving together as a family.
That's right. Now that we're all together, we're going to stay together, right?
I wish we could.
Well, we can. Why can't we, huh?
I just got an urgent call from my superiors.
That's great. Print it.
How's it going?
Oh, not good. The biggest local story we have is Thanksgiving celebration at City Hall.
Well, I've got a story for you, and I want it on page 1.
Well, what's up?
I want you to take a look at this. It's from the police commissioner's press conference.
It seems Mr. Andropoulos attempted to bend the law in the recent Whit McCall murder case by concealing some evidence.
Miss Barber, you have just heard a blatant lie.
So what else is new?
They'll get smart. The police commissioner is using Frank Andropoulos as a political scapegoat, and I'm going to blow his dirty little scam sky high. Hold page 1.
I know a way to get Jill back from Cal.
Well, I'll assume it's legal.
Yes, it's legal.
Well, what is it? I mean, I've looked at every legal precedent. I can't find a thing.
Criminal charges. I can get him on 2 counts of kidnapping.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Dawn, the dishwashing liquid that takes grease out of your way. And by Downy, the fabric softener that combines skin-loving softness with the airy April freshness you love.
That's your idea to get Jill back? You're going to charge Cal with kidnapping?
Yes.
Well, I suppose you could do it, but you went to St. Louis and told the police that you went on your own volition.
So?
What are we trying to do, jeopardize your reputation here?
I couldn't care less about my reputation, Tom. My baby's gone, and I'll do anything to get her back. Don't you understand? All of the joy has gone out of my life. This is my only hope.
All right, look. Now listen to me. If that's what you want, then we're going to have to discredit him right down the line here.
You mean enough to get a conviction?
More than that, we've got to blow his character right out of the water. Otherwise, he's going to go to prison. He'll be able to designate rights to Jill. Look, under the circumstances, I don't think he's going to designate you. Now, look, that means we're going to have to destroy his character here. All right, let's go over the timetable about the kidnapping. Now, you told me there was a 24-hour period where you were with him, but you realized the gun was useless because it had no firing pin and no ammunition, correct?
That's right.
Well, what do you think his lawyer's going to do with that one, Maggie? She's going to say, well, you weren't kidnapped. You weren't held against your will. What are you going to do? You going to lie?
No.
Maggie, listen to me. Can you do it? Can you do any of this? Can you send a man to prison just to get what you want?
No, Tom. You know I can't.
It's okay. It's okay.
Come in. I'm otherwise engaged.
Margot?
You, what are you doing here?
I want to do a story on the problems Frank Andropoulos is having with the police commissioner, and I want your help.
After what you did to try and ruin Steve? Listen, you and your paper get your facts straight. I don't want anything to do with you.
Margot, I think this is a story you're going to want to see printed.
Excuse me, but I have a wall to paper.
I saw the commissioner's press conference, and I thought you were great. More importantly, I thought you were right.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think what you told the commissioner is probably true. I think he needs something to spark his campaign, and that's why he's going after Frank.
You do?
Yes, I do. And I want to try to expose him, but I need your help. You want to see Frank with his job back, don't you?
You know, for a man who spent a lot of time trying to ruin Steve, why the sudden concern for his cousin?
Margot, I retracted everything I wrote about Steve.
A little late in the day, Brian.
Look, I made a mistake, a very serious mistake. And I regret it. I'd like to take it back, but I can't. But I can help Steve's cousin. You do care about helping Frank, don't you?
Yes,
Then give me the ammunition to go to bat for him. You've got the story, Margot. Let's use it.
Okay. If I agree to help you, I want to read the proofs before you print it. Got to make sure the facts are straight.
I deserve that. Agreed.
I also want you to know I'm doing it for Frank, not for you.
Fine.
Okay. When I first found out that Frank had been...
Wait.
I thought you guys used tape recorders.
I'm a traditionalist.
Hope you take shorthand. When I first found out that Frank had been suspended from the forces during the trial, I couldn't believe it.
Can they do that? Can they make you go over there again?
It's not an order, Steve. It's a request.
Well, just tell them no.
Well, it's not that simple. I want to go. Besides, they need me.
Will it be dangerous?
No. Driving a car is dangerous.
Come on, Father. You know what she's asking.
It's the kind of work I'm used to. Besides, we could save some lives. There's something else I know you'll understand. The destination is Greece. So, in a way, it's a chance to pay the country back for what it's given me.
Look, Papa, this business that you're in has cost you my mother and half of your life. Now, when are you going to learn to tell them no?
It's my work, Steve. When I'm needed, they call. So I'm going to go.
Well, I'm going to miss you.
I'll be back before you know it.
Well, we're going to be waiting.
Does Juliet know?
No. I asked her to come here. I thought it'd be easier to tell her if you were there.
Sure, no, I understand.
If, while I'm gone, if she needs it, you'll look after her.
Of course.
Yeah,
Take care of her.
Yeah, no, we'll take care of it. Well, how long do we have? When do you leave?
Next week.
Hi.
Good, get yourself in here.
Good idea.
Oh,
I think you feel good.
How's my little kid sister?
Terrific. I'm good. Hi, sweetie. I'm doing good. Good. And you? Hi, Daddy.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, good. What was so urgent that you wanted to see all of us?
I have some news.
What?
I've been asked to go to Greece.
When?
Next week.
Next week?
They need me.
Well, we need you too. I mean, first they take Uncle Raymond and now you.
I'll be back. I promise you that.
Well, when? Did they say when?
No, I couldn't say that.
Well, I mean, how long are you going to be gone for? A week? A month? A year?
It's all right. We're all going to have Thanksgiving together, all of us.
Well, I don't see that there's that much to be thankful for. Certainly not this.
We'll just celebrate at the time that we've had together, huh? And the time we're going to have when Papa gets back.
That's right. We can start right now. Why don't you all go open that bottle of wine that we brought back from Greece?
Great idea. It's domestica. You remember that?
I sure do.
shared a bottle of that in Greece, too.
Yes, I do. So much has changed since then. I didn't know I had a brother, and I never met my father. Oh, it seems like 100 years ago.
Here we go. You want to do the honors?
Yeah.
I want to show you to something. I was going to show you this on Thanksgiving.
What is it?
But I'm going to show it to you right now. It's, well, this is my mama's stuff. It's old souvenirs, old memories.
Wait, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You were very handsome. Hey!
I look like a scarecrow with ears stuck on.
Hey, not my big brother. That's a beautiful picture.
Oh, come on. What? Do you want it?
Oh, no, I couldn't take this.
No, I want you to have it. You're the only person that ever thought I looked good in that.
It's probably
You want to
right.
have it?
Yes, thank you.
No.
Michael, I have something for you, too. I think you might recognize this.
Marina's.
I want you to have it. I want you to take it to Greece with you. Back to the places where you were together.
Thanks, Betsy.
You know, it seems like it was Marina that brought us all back together again. And I'm so grateful to her for that. I'm just so happy to have all of you here.
Look, I think this calls for a toast, huh?
I think this calls for quite a few, and I would like to make the first.
Sure, if you'd like to.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to make an apology, Daddy. I was only thinking about myself before. I didn't realize how important your work is to you, and I'm sorry for that. I mean, I was just so afraid that we would all slip away from each other.
That'll never happen, ever, ever, ever.
I know. So, I would like to propose a toast to your mission, Daddy. And may it be a success. And may you come home to us very soon.
To us all being together again soon.
To us, to our family.
Oh, come in, come in.
I'm not interrupting?
Oh, you're rescuing me. Eyes are starting to cross.
Ooh, you're right. Looks pretty good.
Oh, very funny. What's up?
I'm here to get you on tape.
On tape?
Yep.
What, my confession, bird calls, or my Jimmy Cagney impression? You dirty rat. You're the guy that killed my brother.
Oh, you're early with that this year. You usually wait till New Year's Eve. Although it's not quite the same without the lampshade on your head.
I have never once put a lampshade on my head.
I've got the snapshot to prove it.
What is this, blackmail? Have you come here to insult me?
No, I told you I want to get you on tape. I figured since Franny's not coming home for Thanksgiving, for college, that she just might like to hear from us.
You're a nice person.
I know.
Do you now?
Well, I remember what it's like to be away from home. You know, on a holiday. It gets lonely, so come on, now sit down. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable. It's going to be a lot of fun here. The old microphone up there. And the tape is in, so you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me hold this thing. Maybe I'll be a little more comfortable.
No, you're recording the stars. All kinds of demands. All right, now are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I supposed to say?
Whatever comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
You dirty rat.
Come on, you stop that. That's not funny.
Well, I hate tape recorders. They really make me self-conscious.
What is the matter with... Come on. For heaven's sakes, you dictate these medical histories every day. Pretend like you're doing that and just say something nice to Franny.
Okay.
Once again.
Wednesday, November 21st, 1984, from Dr. Robert Hughes to his daughter Franny Hughes at Yale University, Yale Post Office Box 273, New Haven, Connecticut.
Bob, she knows where she is.
Good evening. This is your...
Good evening. Wait a minute.
What did you stop me? I was just getting going. I was warming up.
How about something like darling or hi Franny or happy Thanksgiving?
Oh, everybody's a critic.
Well, for crying out loud, she's your daughter, not the AMA. Now, come on and say something friendly.
You know what I think?
What?
I think I could talk better if I were alone.
Well, with that subtle hint, I'll leave you to yourself.
Well, thank you.
I'll be back, but remember, no addresses, no Jimmy Cagney. Just Dad.
Just Dad. Dear Franny, am I blue?
There must be a way, Tom. There must be some honorable way of getting her back.
All right, look, Maggie, we'll think of something, I promise, but you've got to stop punishing yourself with this.
I can't think of anything else.
Please, go home, rest.
I can't go home, Tom. It's too quiet there.
Maggie, you're driving yourself over the edge with this. I'm worried about you.
Thank God I've still got my work.
Please, Maggie, for me, take it easy. I've got to go to court now. When I get back, I promise you, we'll work this out.
Okay, Tom.
Are you going to be okay now? Promise?
Promise. Just hurry back.
Oh.
Hi, Tom.
Lila. Oh, Lila, excuse me. Did Margot talk to you about the pumpkin?
About the pie, yes.
Great,
yes,
okay, fine.
Hi.
Hi.
You believe it's Thanksgiving? You going to Tom and Margot's?
Oh, yeah, complete with pumpkin pie. Hey, listen, I came over here to invite you to go to lunch.
It's too late for lunch.
A late lunch.
I already ate lunch.
Well, I haven't. Why don't you come along and watch? Maggie, how you doing?
Fine. Now, Lila, you just worry about me too much. It's all right.
Oh, I have nothing else to do with my free time. Come on, Maggie.
Did you come here for some reason, Lila?
Maggie, I know how much you love that baby. I loved her, too.
It's different, Lila. The first time in my life I ever had anything that was really mine. It was really all mine. To love and nurture. I think you better go, Lila.
Maggie, why are you doing this? You don't have to show me that you're strong. I know that, and I love that. Why don't you let me help?
She is beautiful, isn't she? I might be a little loony, but I think she looks like me just a little bit, just around the eyes. And I would have made such a good mother. Well, I have this brief to do.
Maggie.
Oh, Lila.
And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
I'm just worried what's going to happen to Frank.
Well, I'm going to print a story or two on page 1 that should correct the public perception. It might even influence the hearing.
I still don't get it. Here's a man who printed some articles about Steve. Enough to ruin him. And now you're going out of your way to help his cousin Frank.
Margot, I was convinced that Steve killed my father. It didn't make any difference what the people said, what the evidence was. I was absolutely convinced.
Not so good in a man who owns the news.
No, not so good. And I regret it more than you know. Juliet won't forgive me for what I've done to Steve. Well, she's probably better off without me, you know.
I don't know. An hour ago, I would have agreed with you. Now I just think you're a fool.
You really are having a field day here, aren't you?
Look, if you love her, why don't you fight for her? Why don't you tell her what you just told me?
I've tried.
Well, why don't you try again? Come on, Brian. What do you got to lose?
Nothing much. My dignity, my self-respect.
You're right. It's not much. If you don't fight for her, you're going to lose Juliet Hannafin.
What am I going to do without her? She was my whole world.
No. It's not over. We're going to get her back.
There's no way.
Well, Frank said that maybe he could appeal to...
No! You tell Frank to stay out of this. He's done enough harm already, Lila.
But, Maggie, he didn't mean to...
I don't care what he meant. Now, you tell him to stay away from Cal and to stay away from me.
Maggie, you don't mean that. You need him. He He needs you. Don't you know how much he loves you?
Lila, don't say that. Frank's responsible for this. I told him not to interfere, and what does he do? He kidnaps Cal.
But he was trying to protect you. You were so involved in Steve's trial while Cal's trying to threaten to take the baby away.
And thanks to Frank, that's exactly what he did.
Don't you think that Frank is crushed by what's happened, too? Don't you know how much he loves you and the baby? And Maggie, I know you love him, too, so stop doing this.
I don't love Frank, Lila. I don't feel anything for him. He made me lose Jill. And I can't forgive him.
No, I'm serious. Even at the age of 8, he had that, thank you, that glint in his eye.
Glint? What glint?
That little sparkle, that little hint of mischief in that choir boy's face.
Choir boy?
Betsy knows what I'm talking about.
No, don't incriminate his wife. That's not fair.
Oh, wait, you may have your wife intimidated, but this gentleman right here, our father, will back me up on this.
All right,
Now,
all
describe
right.
that child to me.
Well, he's kind of cute. I'd say he had to have very good-looking parents.
I see everybody's on your side. I'm the only one who sees you for the little devil you really were. Isn't that true now? Now, you're not going to tell me that.
That looks... No, that's a young... No, come on, this guy's a tough guy. All right, how you doing, Betsy?
Well, I'm like...
Juliet. I'm sorry to interrupt. May I talk to you?
Oh, I'm amazed that you had the nerve to come here.
Yes, so am I. But I have to talk to you. Can you come outside? Juliet, I'm not leaving until you come outside.
No, wait, what did you say?
Wait, please, Steve. Steve, it's okay. All right. For you to come to Steve's house after what you did to him certainly took a lot of nerve or courage or something.
It wasn't just Steve I was afraid to face. It was you.
Oh, I don't think you care enough about me anymore for me to frighten you.
You're wrong. From the very first moment I saw you, you frightened me. First I was afraid that I'd never have you. Now I'm afraid I'll never get you back.
Is that what this is all about?
Look at me. Do you love me?
I can't answer that.
I've never stopped loving you. Not for a moment.
If you loved me, you couldn't have hurt Steve the way you did.
Juliet, I don't have any excuses. I was wrong. I'd convinced myself that Steve killed my father. All of the evidence pointed to it. I know how much I've hurt your family. I'm sorrier for that than I can say. But there has got to be a way we put that behind us. I love you. I want you to marry me. I want you to be my wife. Marry me.
How can you ask me that after the way you've hurt me?
I don't want to hurt you. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I want to make you happy.
You know how I felt about you. I was willing to give up everything for you.
And come back to me. Be my wife.
What do you expect me to say?
You don't have to say anything. Just take some time. Think about it. Will you do that? I love you. Please. Just give me a chance to make it up to you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
McCluskey.
McCluskey who?
McCluskey the Husky. You want to freeze to death? Why aren't you at work?
I am working. I'm hanging wallpaper, which is giving me a great deal of satisfaction, unlike what I'm getting at the police force these days.
Well, I was told you were ill. That's why you went out of work.
Well, you were told the truth. I am sick. I'm sick to death of being a desk jockey and a traffic cop, when you know perfectly well that I should be on the detective squad.
Well, you work where we assign you, Hughes.
You know, I don't believe you. Doesn't it bother you that your two best detectives aren't on the force anymore?
Yeah, I cried real tears. Here,
What's this, your tears?
it's chicken soup. You're supposed to be sick, right?
You didn't believe that.
Well, what can I tell you? I'm a gullible kind of guy.
Didn't know you cared.
Well, so now you know.
Homemade?
Is there another kind?
By you?
What do you want from me? Blood? Yes, by me. My wife doesn't cook. Call it a peace offering, all right? And if you really have to, you can call it an apology.
You're asking an awful lot from a jar of soup.
Now, look, Hughes, I don't like seeing you wasted on directing traffic any more than you do. But you're a cop, and that's your assignment. With any luck, this whole thing will blow over. But for now, you've got to come back to work.
Oh, it's going to blow over, huh? Does that mean Frank will come back to work, too?
What is it with you two? The whole time you were partners, it was World War III. Now, all of a sudden, you're Cagney and Lacey?
Yeah, we're Cagney and Lacey. Is he coming back to work?
It's out of my hands. As far as Frank goes, it's all up to the review board.
You could put in a good word for him.
They know what I think of him.
In other words, you're not going to put in a word for him, are you? You don't have the guts to stand up for Frank.
Now, hold on.
No, you hold on. I'm just getting started here. You know perfectly well that Frank's being set up so that your lousy commissioner friend can look good. You know perfectly well he's innocent of all these trumped-up charges, and then I'm not guilty of doing anything more than getting on TV and telling the truth. I don't even believe you. What are you, some kind of political puppet?
Now, I've heard enough.
What's the matter, Lieutenant? Did I strike a nerve?
Now, you listen. What were you doing at that press conference? You think you were making a statement? Well, you weren't. You were just wasting your career.
Career? What career? Waving at cars?
All right. You want to behave like a child? I'm going to treat you like one. Either you're back at work in the morning or you're off the force for good. Do you understand? Now, I expect you on that corner, directing traffic at 9 a.m. You got it? And bring the jar back to the station house. It's from an old set of my mother's.
Lieutenant, you know we could beat this thing if we all fought together. Is your lousy commissioner worth it?
9 a.m. or you're out.
Take your 9 a.m.
Juliet?
Yes.
You all right?
Yeah, I guess.
Where's Brian?
Oh, he left a while ago. He asked me to marry him.
Uh-huh.
To tell you the truth, I'm just a little bit confused about all this because I thought I hated him because of what he did to Steve. But when he asked me to marry him, I didn't know what to say.
What did you say?
I told him that I needed time to think everything over.
Well, sounds reasonable.
Is it possible? Could I still love him?
I don't know. I do know it's a feeling that dies hard. Whatever your mind tells you or what you might think you want.
I never wanted to feel this way about him again.
Can I tell you the truth?
Uh-huh.
I think you may feel this way for some time to come.
I shouldn't love him. He refused to listen to me. He refused to understand my side of everything.
Honey, Brian had his own concerns at the time. He didn't have room for yours. And anyway, anything he said or wrote about Steve can't hurt us now.
I know. And he did seem so sorry for hurting everyone the way he did. But have you forgiven him?
Have you?
I don't know. I don't know what I feel. I don't know what to do.
Well, you're doing the right thing. You're taking time. That's okay. You've got to resolve your feelings about him before you can get on with your life.
No. I feel like a 10-year-old asking her to help me make up my mind for me.
I wish I could.
Maybe just a little hint.
Okay. Listen to your heart. It's a good one. And then it must follow, as the night the day. Whatever you decide, it'll be okay. Oh, that rhymes. I love you.
Hello, McCloskey. It's good to see you.
Commissioner?
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about you. You know, you're a good man.
Well, thank you, sir.
No, I mean it. And as soon as this Andropolis thing is cleared up, I definitely owe you one. I better know why you're here.
No, sir, I don't think you do.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. They've got you on duty, huh?
All right, but that's
well,
not...
I sure as hell can fix that.
No, sir, that's not what I'm here.
It's not.
No.
Then what is it?
Sir, I want to talk about Detective Hughes.
She's got a big mouth on her, that one. I don't like that one.
Yes, sir, I agree. I mean, that was so wrong of her to attack your policies at the press conference. I mean...
On television?
Yes, sir. But, she was reprimanded for that.
Reprimanded? I'd like to reprimand her right off the force. Come on, now, she made me look like a
horse's...
You got it.
Well, sir, I mean, the airplay was minimal.
Huh?
And she didn't do any real damage to the campaign. I mean, you're much too popular.
What are you, a lawyer? And what do you really want?
Sir, I'd appreciate it a great deal if you'd reconsider your decision to reassign Detective Hughes. She's the best detective I got. She's being wasted.
I see. In other words, you want me to reinstate her to detective status.
That's right, sir.
Get the hell out of here.
Sir, won't you even listen to reason?
Tell me what to listen to. I expect loyalty from my cops. Now, look, you're either with me or you're against me. Now, I can make life very unpleasant for people that are against me. Do you understand that, McCloskey?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Yeah, and about this Hughes business, that case is closed. Hey, you know, you and I, we go back quite a ways together. I mean, we're practically all that's left of the old guard. You know what I mean? I thought I could count on you. I thought you were on my side. Now, was I wrong?
No, sir.
Good. Good. Now, is there anything else?
No, sir.
All right, then you're dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Oh, McCloskey, listen, if you change your mind about Thanksgiving, why, just call me, huh? I'm always glad to help anybody that helps me.
Yes, sir.
Not bad. Hi, Margot. Maggie, come on in and have a seat.
I called you at the station, but they said you were home ill. What's all this?
I am sick. I'm allergic to traffic noises.
What?
Never mind.
Listen, Tom is in court and he's really busy, so when he gets home, would you make sure that he takes a look at this brief?
Sure.
Thanks.
Maggie? I know it's none of my business, but have you talked to Frank lately?
You're right, Margot. It's none of your business.
No, I think he'd really appreciate hearing from you.
I have no intentions of calling Frank.
Look, I know you're angry with him, and I know you have lots of reasons to be angry with him.
Yes, I do.
But he's going through a really hard time right now. Look, the most important things in his life right now, the two things. His work and you. And right now he thinks he's lost both of them. He needs you, Maggie.
And I need Jill. And Frank made me lose her. Margot, I can't deal with that.
You need Frank.
No, I don't. And Margot, I don't remember asking your advice about it, so would you just please let out?
Maggie. It's because I care about both of you. Now, Frank's going right now. He's got a hearing to go to, and he's got his job on the line. Can't you just stick with him through all of this?
No, I can't.
I don't get it. I know you're still in love with the guy. Why didn't you give him a break?
Because it's not a frivolous thing with me, Margot. I can't make a commitment to him, and so I should leave him alone, and he should do the same for me, and I'm sorry if you don't understand it, but that's the way it is.
Brian?
Hello. That didn't take long.
Brian, you don't understand. I can't marry you. I'm sure if you think about it, you'll realize that it's impossible.
Because of what I did to Steve. Juliet, the man is free.
No.
You don't...
No, it isn't just what you did to him. It's that it showed me that you never really loved me. If you did, you couldn't have hurt him that way.
I was out of my mind with grief. You can't blame me for...
No. I don't blame you. But I don't love you. I'm in love with a memory, Brian.
Memory?
Yeah. A memory of, the way we were in the beginning. Before your father died. And before Steve's trial. Before everything.
I can't let you go.
Brian, if you think about this, you'll realize that you really don't love me either.
That's crazy. I do love you. I'll love you for the rest of my life.
I don't think you will. Goodbye, Brian.
Are you coming through that door or just standing there and leering at me?
I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of a sentence.
No danger of that.
How's it going?
All right, I've just been collecting my thoughts.
Good, let me hear what you do.
Sure.
Dear Franny, am I blue?
That's all you've got?
Well, I told you I was collecting my thoughts.
You must have quite a collection.
I was just about to try again.
Oh. Okay, pal, I'll come back.
No, sit down. You can stay. This is not easy, you know. Why is it so difficult to talk to your kids when they're not kids?
I don't know. I wish you'd try, though.
Franny, this is a terrible thing to admit, but tape recorders scare the daylights out of me. As does the prospect of expressing to my lovely daughter how much I miss her. I suppose that all parents look forward to the day when the child becomes the adult with great anticipation and dread. Well, it seems that that day is here for you and for me. And you're there and I'm here. I can't believe that this is the first Thanksgiving since I met you that we'll be apart. But I'm really thinking of you, sweetheart. I know that Yale has placed a lot of burdens on you, probably not as heavy as the burdens that your father has placed on you.
And I'm proud to say that Yale and your father have met their match. I really wish I could say this better. And I know I don't say it often enough. But I love you, kid. And when I'm being thankful tomorrow, there is nothing I'm more thankful for than you.
Oh, Cookie. You're okay.
Margot, what did you do to the place?
I wallpapered.
I can see that. I can see that. But come on, Margot, we're going to have a whole slew of people over here for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Oh, it'll be dry in time.
Yeah, but it's such a mess, honey. What if it's not dry?
Then we'll just ask everyone to stay clear of the walls.
Margot, why today? I mean, couldn't you be doing something like making stuffing?
Oh, I don't know. I had to work something out. I just put my arms on automatic pilot and let my mind go.
I think you let it go too far this time.
Oh. Maggie dropped this off, this brief. She wanted you to look at it.
Thanks. How is she?
She's not too great. She's not too great. But, you know, she said something that got me thinking.
What was that?
She said that if she couldn't make a commitment to Frank, then she should leave him alone and let him go. And somehow it all made sense to me, you know? That I should do the same thing.
What? Making the commitment to Frank?
No, to the police force. That if I should either take the assignment they give me, you know, directing traffic, or I should resign.
Well?
I'm going to resign.